I don't know where this is going. We're talking American Revolution, where we set up a nice, country and stuff works, or are we talking French Revolution, where the new people in charge end up being evil, and eventually France works itself out, thank goodness. France is a perfectly nice country nowadays. But the French Revolution itself got really bloody. What should America do? All eyes on Obama now, who's issued some statements about, we are troubled by, the allegations of electoral fraud, and later on we're appalled by violence, and people have criticized him for holding back too much. I don't know exactly what he should do. What do we do? What should we do? Send in the troops? We don't have troops. They're all busy. They're in Iraq and Afghanistan. And, I could just imagine all the ways that would get messy. Fight another war. I've heard this thing of, we can't be too directly with the Iranian people. The protesters, rather. Which is a lot of the people. We can't be too directly with them because we'll be used as a foil that the Iranian government will, and in fact already is, claiming that all this protest, this is because of foreign intervention. This is all, America's fault and Britain's fault, and everyone, and their state-run media is, they nab protesters and they force them to confess on the air, and tell them, oh, yeah, it was America made me do it, or whatever. And if we, step into that, then maybe people will believe them when they say it, and then they'll just be mad at us, and then, possibly? What do we do? Someone was proposing sanctions, or at least we propose sanctions. We could go to the UN, say, frick you, Iran, we're gonna do stuff. Sanctions are hard, though. It's hard to punish a government without punishing its populace. And there are numbers of people in Iran and elsewhere that have this notion of America sort of trying to conquer, Islam. And, first there was a war in Afghanistan, which a lot of people understand why we did that. Then there was the war in Iraq. And then we're just going to move on to Iran, not necessarily a war, but just if it looks like we're directly influencing. On the other hand, holy crap, guys, it's a democratic revolution. People are marching, people are, putting themselves on the line, getting beaten and killed. Because they want their freaking democracy. And aren't we America? Aren't we the democracy people? Remember that? Aside from ancient Athens, weren't we the... Well, okay, democracy sort of evolved rather than just being invented. There was Parliament and so forth in Britain before American Revolution, but nevertheless, aren't we the democracy people? Or something? The freedom people, the liberty people, and we all know the government of Iran is crap. And so people are demanding a fair election. Perhaps at some point demanding, a new government. Is that what we're going for? We're going for full rebellion? Are we going for, does Supreme Leader dude sort of back off and say, okay, fine, Musavi gets to be president? Doesn't look like he's intending to do that. They're sending out troops and crap. Riot police. But do the people get bored? Do they go home? Is that what happens? Is that... I'll go back to being oppressed now? And if so, is it our sort of fault for not, intervening and helping them? Even just by moral support? I don't know. How many of these people hate us? If theoretically the people who love Musavi still hate America for whatever reason, and then we say, wow, Musavi is great, and then they would turn against Musavi and go back to Ahmadinejad, I can imagine that scenario where, ironically, supporting the protesters would actually undermine the protest. Unless, it's the other way, and the people who like Musavi also like America, so it's so cool by them. Thing? it would be nice, but a nice narrative. America swoops in and does whatever to restore democracy, and the Iranian people have the democracy, and a nice stable government comes out of it, and that was supposed to happen with Iraq, though. On the other hand, Iraq did not have these massive protests. On the other hand, that doesn't necessarily make it easier to regime change, as it were. I don't know. But, you know, I ought to read up more on the news and exactly what's happening. And I don't know, get more informed on this. I thought I had to make a video about it. A few things I do know are that there's tyranny in Iran, and people are standing up to it. And, you know, power to you. All my support to the Iranians who just want a democracy and liberty and you know, a government that works for them and not against them. And I'm also quite impressed by the power of the internet. Even when, you know, it's deliberately, they're trying to censor it. News keeps getting out. Information wants to be free, as I've heard it said before. And that's a positive development. Regardless of what happens in Iran right now specifically, I like the fact that information can get out. Regardless of censorship. You know, I like specifically this information anyway. I don't know if maybe it's all information. This though. The videos of the crackdowns and the marches and the rallies. People who just want a better world. A better Iran, at the moment. But really, if Iran was a nice democracy with rights and everything, that would be better for everyone. People who just want these fundamental rights. The fact that it's happening, the fact that people are demanding it, the fact that they are willing, and the fact that we can all hear about it, and in turn support them. You know, even if it's just through a video like this, just saying, hey guys, I support you, you know, as far as democracy is concerned. I'm not saying I support Mousavi unconditionally, I can't say I know enough about the guy. But the notion of democracy, I love that one. I do indeed. So, some of this is scary. People dying and so forth. But some of this gives me hope. I'll be keeping my eye on it. I hope it all works out for the best. And again, to everyone putting their lives on the line in pursuit of a higher ideal, I salute you. And I pray that it all works out. Thanks for watching. See you later.